G'day guys, we're back with another update on the build. We are getting there. I have just come into Act 2 on Cruel. I am level 53 and I'm just going to show you what changes I've done to the build. We've moved away from fire now. There was a comment in in the past video that said splitting damage types between fire and bleed probably wouldn't be a good idea. They were right. So, what I did, I love bleed builds, always have. I decided just to stick with bleed. So, to adapt with that, we've changed a few things. Let's go over this skill tree. Let's go over the passives first. So much like last video, we started at the top, worked our way through the projectile nodes up until this point where we got increased more damage and stun and attributes. Put some more armor invasion here, moved down to battle harden, and all the way down to exposed wound to increase the chance to inflict an ailment. Also, the armor break on ailment afflicted enemies is 30% more, which is awesome because we use armor break as our primary skill. Now, this is different. I've changed this. I would say go into the axe or the two-handed tree here. Crossbows actually count as two-handed, so this is a very large amount of damage right off the bat, and you can get this pretty early on. Then I went over to the blood tree here, and then up to the backup plan here. This is 40% increased invasion rating if you've been hit recently, and 40% increased armor if you haven't been hit recently. Now, this right here also affects with right down the bottom here, where we've gone iron reflexes. So that's all evasion ratings to armor. So basically we got 40% more armor all the time. Awesome stuff. Coming on down, we went all the way down to this line here, got all of the bleed nodes filled out, which is awesome. Getting aggravated bleeding on bosses pretty consistently is an absolute game changer. Then we went down to here and grabbed another source of infliction chance. Over here we grabbed the full bleed diamond arrow thing here. Now, the reason this one's very important, not only is the 10% faster damage to bleeding good, the plus 250 accuracy against bleeding enemies. Now, the reason why this is so great comes into the skills I've chosen. We will get to that in a moment. Moving on down here, I went straight up to this node here to grab more infliction chance and increase the magnitude of the afflictions. All the way up to here to a massive 20% there. As well as this, I mean, it's handy to have. Damage ailments cannot be inflicted on you while you already have one. So I can't be poisoned and on fire at the same time. Lovely stuff. I'm slowly working on the crossbow tree here. That's where we're currently at. Now, the reason... Oh, actually, I should show you this. So I've gone ahead and chosen to go with the Obsessive Rituals node, which grants Sorcery Ward. Now, this decreases our armor invasion by 50%, which is pretty massive, which is why I'm probably going to grab some more armor evasion nodes pretty soon, just to compensate for that a little bit. But Sorcery Ward is absolutely incredible. What it does is that elemental damage from hits taken from the barrier before life or mana or energy shield. Barrier can take elemental damage up to 30% of your armor and evasion. This is absolutely insane. It allows you to survive the majority of elemental attacks, even from bosses, if you just stand there. It's absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure it's going to be nerfed in the future, but for now, absolutely amazing. It makes elemental damage kind of not an issue for the most part. Now, recently, I've gone ahead and gotten Zealous Inquisition, which 10% chance of enemies you kill to explode, dealing 100% of the maximum life as physical damage. Physical damage, obviously, that's what we're building here with this build. Pure physical, pure bleed. Chance is doubled against undead and demons. That means 20% chance to explode, dealing 100% of their maximum life of physical damage to everything in the area. And in fact, there is so many undead and demons in so far the first 3 acts, full of undead, full of demons. So we are getting use out of this so much. Right, moving on to the skills. Let's show you the skills. Now, the reason why the accuracy was important is because we are using Flash Grenade. Flash Grenade, 100% more stun build up, decent blast radius, very short duration on the fuse, and blinds enemies and allies. So it blinds myself. However, when I'm blind, it doesn't matter because I have so much accuracy that it's pretty much negated. Down here, I've gone ahead and grabbed the Scavenged Plating. This allows me to basically collect armor that we've... When we're breaking enemies' armor, we are collecting their armor and adding a buff to us, and every buff gives us 3% more armor, which is amazing because of that minus from our ward. So the more armor, the better. Good stuff. Linked to that, I have Precision, which obviously also increases our accuracy, making it even harder for us to miss. I also have that link to Vitality at the moment. Vitality is just great quality of life. I don't know if I'll change it later on or not. Not too sure. But it's quite great quality of life just because it allows you to recoup a decent chunk of your health during a fight without using a flask. Up here I have Rip Wire Ballista. Now this thing is kind of just like a last resort. I rarely use it. However, it is good to have. It's one of those things is you're probably not going to use it, but if you need it, you have it. And the reason I have it is because this thing is an absolute aggro hog. It will basically taunt all the enemies around him, and they will just ignore you and go straight to the ballista until it dies, which can buy you some time to get out of a sticky situation. Okay, I have that link to a Lockdown, which just increases its benefits, as well as Scattershot, which allows it to spread its shots a little bit more. Now onto our primary abilities. We engage the enemy with armor-piercing rounds. This will break the enemy's armor incredibly quickly, and by doing so, we gain our armor stacks buff, as well as decreasing the enemy's resistances to physical damage. I've added Spotter Skill breaks 40% more armor, so basically it breaks super fast. I've added this to Chain. It does decrease the damage substantially by 50%. However, we don't use this for damage really. We use it to break the armor as fast as possible. And going upon that, we are using the Martial Tempo, which increases the attack speed by 25%. That is very fast shooting. I may have aggroed something now. Once we've finished blurring and shooting all the enemies in front of us, we then follow it up with a Flash Grenade. This, obviously, we've gone over this. I have that linked to Ingenuity, which increases cooldown recovery, which is nice because the cooldown for it's kind of long. I might invest into cooldown stuff a little future, but I'm not too sure how I might go about doing that. And I've also added Overpower just to add another 50% to that 400 stun build up there. Now, if things are still alive somehow after this volley, we then move on to our biggest single target damage dealer. This is high velocity rounds, 400% extra attack damage, pierces targets. I have that linked to brutality to increase the physical damage output. I have that linked to swift affliction to do more damage. Now I could be very much mistaken. This could be a really stupid choice, because it does say more non-damaging ailments. Now, not too sure. This again could be really stupid. I could just be really stupid. And I'm going off the past of how Swift Afflictions worked. But I've chucked Swift Affliction in there because in the past that's how it's worked. Not quite sure. If you know, let me know in the comments below what I should put here instead. I also have Execute because it does 40% more damage with hits against enemies that are low life. Generally, after these two hits, pretty much everything is on low life at this point. So I just finish them off with this, which is lovely. Now, if the majority of the time they will have broken armor, which is obviously achieved by our armor piercing rounds, then we do 916% more damage. Absolutely insane. Pretty much everything's dead after that. Absolute dead. Now, I'm thinking of calling this new iteration the Exorcist. Because what we do... let's start that. Let's try that again. Get a pack. Shoot. Boom. That cross that appears? That is the physical explosion. Anything in that radius gets that 100% of the enemy's HP in damage. Which deletes packs. If I can find a pack. Oh, I found a boss. You know what? Why not? Let's give this a go and let's see how we go. Do I have my rings on? Let's go ahead and chuck my fire rings on. And my fire amulet. Alright. Let's showcase this in a boss situation. So you build up with the armor pierce. Too slow to fast. Okay, we build up with the armor pierce, throw down a book grenade, and we snipe them. Look at that bleed damage so far. That is just with what we have at the moment. Soon, hopefully we'll be doing a lot more than that. Now this is Act 2 Cruel. Absolute easy mode. My current gear, if anyone's curious, it's really not the best. I think probably the best ones I have is my crossbow. Level 33, still using level 33 item at level 53, but it's hard to replace. So that was the build so far. I do want to do a full build guide once I've completed the build, and I'm happy with it, and I'm happy to release it in its entirety. But until then, this is just an update video. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm obviously... well, everyone's new to Path of Exile 2. I may have thousands upon thousands of hours in Path of Exile 1. But if anything, that could cloud my judgment in Path of Exile 2. So, if you have any improvements that I could make, or any ideas that suggestions that you want to share, please let me know in the comments below. And until the next video, thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe. Bye bye!